Hey guys, new update has come out and we'll just go over pretty much everything. So, oops. Well, new selection just dropped, but also there was actually another ban list that dropped, like just immediately after the last one. Well, kind of awkward. So, nothing super interesting here aside from super heavy samurai wagon being put to 3, and then I guess like Seka's light I think was kind of nerfed because of uh partially super heavy samurai and then Adamancipator. So that's also a little bit weird, but all right. And then we have Infernity Launcher here, which I don't know why this was like either semied or limited. Then we have Zeus at 3 because why does this matter? And then, yeah, we have Trish at 3, which is not that much different from Trish at 2 because it would have been getting looped anyways. And honestly, if your opponent is looping Trishula in the year 2024, I think they deserve the win, and maybe you should consider just putting more hand traps in your deck, you know? I mean, yeah. So, nothing super interesting about this. If we have Super Heavy Samurai Wagon at 3, I think this only helps Pure Super Heavy Samurai, so it's not like helping the engine portion that much. And then the cards to be banned, these hardly matter. Like, just honestly, Ito, the Supreme Magical Horse, Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. The only thing noticeable about these cards is that they can be Foolish Burial by Rangugnal, but let's real quickly just check Rangugnal's effect, or whatever it's called. Oh, I spelled it right first try, nice. So, if this card is Fusion Summon, you can send one level 6 or higher light or dark monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. If a monster is special summoned by your opponent's activated monster effect, doesn't matter. Okay, so level 6 or higher light or dark monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Are those the only two that lock you that can be sent off of Grand Guignol? I am not 100% sure if this is the case, honestly. Let's see. Wasn't there some kind of monster called like Anubis something? I don't remember what type of floodgate that was exactly. But sure, this affects that, but what about the one card combo that allows you to just go well, the bajillion one card combos that allow you to lock your opponent in the same sort of way. It's a little bit different, but you know, I'll link off 2 for Verte, and then I will Verte send Jaugen and Fallen of Albaz to make Albion, and then we can special summon Jaugen to our field, our opponent's field, whatever you're really feeling. And then we can just take one step back and say, okay, but let's also make this line, but so the Jaugen can't be run over by battle. So we'll start this with normal summon Mementotlin card, and then instead of making IP, we just make Verte, and at the end of our combo, we just use a Verte effect. That's literally all it takes. It's just a bajillion one card combos that allow us to go into Radiant Burst with our combined creation. So that means you have to do battle with the combined creation and cannot do battle with Jaugen if we do special summon it, right? So that's kind of how that works. Great. And I guess this is still a start, but it just makes me wonder why we actually have just Albion in the game when we already banned the other card, Branded Expulsion, I believe, right? Yeah. If we just banned that card, why do we even have Albion? Albion is just poorly designed garbage, is how I feel. Anyways, it can just generically summon back anything. If it at least said something like special summon one monster from your opponent's graveyard and one from your own at least, it would be a little bit more balanced. You might actually get to summon something before getting locked, you know? In fact, Expulsion also doesn't have that restriction, which is just also annoying. Just in general, miserable. I don't remember the exact details, but there was something really nasty in particular about Expulsion. I think it was related to how it could summon banished cards to either side. But I don't remember the exact details, right? Oh yeah, it's so if you have a Bestial, it it literally doesn't work because it also doesn't target. So branded explosion cannot be stopped by Bestials, but which is pretty ridiculous. The only way to really do anything about the explosion lock is to called by like the target they're trying to give you, so it's negated. And you just have to hard open your two called by the graves to do that, and then yeah, that's just miserable, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the new pack and Fabled Solo Gate, I guess that that exists now. So same as before, but now we get to see what all the cards they added are. Okay. Cards included in this pack, newly added cards. So we have Toy Box. Alright. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send one face down card you control to the graveyard, destroy that opponent's monster. So when it says face down card, this would include just anything that's face down, not specifically monsters or spell traps, so that's interesting. I don't know if that's actually useful because this also sends for cost, but okay. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. From my hand deck face up, Monster Zone and or graveyard, choose up to 2 monsters with Toy in the original name that can set themselves the hand as a spell and set them in your spell and trap zone as spells. Destroy up to 2 cards in your spell and trap zone. Is this able to pop Toy Vendor or something? Toy Tank, Toy Magician, Toy Soldier. Uh-huh. So it has to set these. Choose up to 2, but does not have to be 2. That's great. So if we open too many of these guys, we might still be okay. And then pop these guys. This card is destroyed. Special summon this card. This one is different because this activates in the end phase, and this needs to be destroyed by an opponent's card effect. Does this even count as an opponent's card effect? I have no idea how you get Toy Magician to be destroyed. Okay. Then this, if this card is normal or special summon, add a toy box. And this can also just generically add any level 4 light monster as well. So, I don't know the targets for this. Okay. Tribute, so... Wait, no, tribute this card. Special summon, level 6 or lower monster from your hand. That's weird. And if you control Toy Box, you can special summon from your graveyard instead. And then this one, if this card is flipped, summon destroy spells and traps on the field equal to the number of Toy Magicians on the field. Yeah, I really don't see the point of those cards quite yet, but alright, I guess. Full Armored Utopic Ray Lancer. Oh, this is a full armored card. Interesting. Once per turn, you can also XYZ summon this by discarding a spell trap and using a rank 4 or lower XZ monster you control. So it doesn't have to be a rank up, it's just any spell trap. Interesting. Monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack. And this is just any rank 4 or lower monster you control. Oh, wait, this card is insane. So, well, it depends if you run like enough spell traps and like ones that are worth discarding. But Here's another way to get uh two activation Zeus. So that's neat, I guess. Anyway, focusing up at the start of the battle phase, you negate the effects of all attack position monsters your opponent currently controls. This is an activated effect, and this will negate them for how long? I don't see a time limit being placed on this. So if we rank up into this, kinda, we can negate our opponent's cards if they're in attack position, I guess. But starts a chain, so it's still like a little bit awkward. So it can be responded to pretty easily. Okay. When this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you detach one material from this card, you can make a second attack in a row. Hmm. I don't really see that much usage out of this except for like certain decks being able to make like format Zeus. Okay. New card. Electro Blaster. If you normal or special summon a fire monster except during the turn step, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can send one level 8 pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard. I have no idea what that target's supposed to be. Level 8 pyro monster from your deck to the graveyard. What? You would only use this effect of Electro Blaster once per turn. Once per turn, if a spell card is activated except during the turn step. Wait, level 8 pyro. Clownbirch is a level 8 dragon. What are you sending off a blaster? Okay. This is also a fire machine. Once per turn, if a spell card is activated, except during the damage step, you can make all fire monsters you currently control gain 300 attack. Yeah, I don't quite get that card. I don't see like anything synergistic with it, like in here, right? Yeah. Shining Star Dragon during your opponent's main phase. If this card is in your hand effect, you can target one Dragon Synchro monster and your favorite special summon this card. And if you special summon that monster but negate its effects, then immediately after this effect results, you can synchro summon one Dragon Synchro monster using this card you control. So it just has to use this card and then whatever other cards you want. Okay. You can only use this effect of Shining Star Dragon once per turn. And this is from where? The graveyard. Okay. A dragon monster that was synchro summoned using this card as material cannot be destroyed by battle. Oh, that's actually kind of neat. So, can't be destroyed by battle. That's it though. I don't know if there's any other like usage. Maybe with Wind Witch or something. This activates from your hand. So that's kind of neat, I guess. This is only during your opponent's main phase. This allows you to do a synchro summon. I really don't know what you're supposed to make with this though. So, not feeling particularly anything. It's any Dragon Synchro though. I'm sure there are like some decent targets for this. Electrode Beast Cation. If this card is normal summon, you can add one Electrode Beast Anion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you normal summon one level 4 or lower Thunder monster. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for light Xyz monsters. What? This effect only triggers on normal summon, and then it locks you into light Xyz. Alright. So I believe you can play this with Exo Sisters, technically, I guess. No idea what Electro Beast Anion does yet, but okay. You can target one other Thunder monster you control that has a level. This card's level becomes that monster's till the end of this turn. If this summons a 5, that's interesting. Then immediately after this effect resolves, your normal summon one level 4 Lord Thunder monster. Oh wait, this is actually level 2 as well. But if this card is normal summon, you can make this card level 4, then you can add one Spirit Converter from your deck or graveyard to the hand. You can target one other card you control, send both it and this card to the graveyard if you control one card. Spirit Converter, okay. Once per turn, you target one XYZ monster you control. Attach one level 4 light monster you control. It has to be control. Okay, to that XYZ monster. This card is sent from the field to the graveyard to get 2 level 4 light thunder monsters with the same name in your graveyard. Add those targets to your hand. They have to have the same name and they have to be level 4 light thunder monsters. These are not light thunder monsters. And also, noticeably, with how these guys work, they never trigger in the hand, so you can never make Colossus with them, I think. That might be potentially a fear you have with these guys. But okay, I don't get it. So, alright, if this card is in your hand, you can reveal 3 cards with different names from your hand and or deck that match the names of 3 different cards in your opponent's graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. What? You would have to reveal 3 cards that you have to be playing, and they have to be in your opponent's graveyard, 3 different cards. If you special summon this card. Okay, and then when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can send this card summoned by its previous effect. Oh, so it has to be summoned by the previous effect to be able to activate this effect. Okay, send 1 card with the same name as that opponent's card from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you negate the activation, you what? So this is all an effect. This is an effect. And then you can send this card summoned by its previous effect to the graveyard as cost. And then send 1 card with the same name as effect. This can be ashed. How am I supposed to feel about this? I have no idea, but it's like cool effect, I guess, overall, but I don't think this is like particularly super useful. Well, okay. Oil. Target up to 2 level 4 with lower fire monsters with different names in your graveyard. Add them to your hand. Dude, this can add back Ash Blossom Joe Spring. Not much else to say. Synchro Creed. If a Synchro monster is on the field, draw 1 card. Then if 3 or more Synchro monsters are on the field, you can draw 1 more card. That is kind of interesting. This is like Pot of Greed. But it activates so late, it's probably not that good. It's only good if your opponent literally has completely no responses, in which case this is just winning more. It doesn't get you to the point where you are winning, if that makes sense, so it doesn't seem that good. Immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon a monster, and you can tribute monsters your opponent controls even though you do not control them, but cannot be tributed this turn. What? This is a normal spell, okay. So this cannot be used to quick effect tribute summon. And this doesn't take up your normal summon, I guess, so that's interesting. Then your monster cannot be tributed this turn. I don't think that's like relevant for like 99% of decks. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, your opponent can apply this card's preceding effect. What? Your opponent can apply this card's preceding effect? So your opponent can do a tribute summon? What? What even is this card? Attack Guidance Armor. When a monster declares an attack, activate one of these effects. Destroy the attacking monster. Target 1 monster on either field except the attacking monster. Change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. You know what? This card is like kind of okay. It's not like the worst thing in the world. Is it that great? No, definitely not. It probably has some funny usage though. Can only control 1 life shaver. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, place 1 counter on this card. During the main or battle phase, if this card has a counter or counters on it, you can send this card to the graveyard, then make your opponent discard as many cards as possible up to the number of counters that were on this card. And this gains a counter. It just says counter, it doesn't say what type of counter, which is interesting. Okay. And this happens during your opponent's end phase. Yeah, this one is definitely not good. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target a spell in your opponent's graveyard, set it to your field. Well, that effect is interesting at least. You can banish this card from your graveyard and send 1 monster reborn from your hand or face down field to the graveyard. Special summon a Obelisk the Tormentor. Your graveyard in defense position, and if you activate this effect during your opponent's turn, all monsters your opponent controls that can attack must attack the face-up monster this turn while you control it. That's a little interesting, but I don't really see that popping up. Ooh, new card. Wonky Quartet. Unaffected by other cards' effects. Hmm, interesting. If this card is XYZ summoned, also once per turn during your standby phase, attach the top 3 cards of your deck to this card as material, then apply the following effects based on the number of monsters attached to this card, 4 or less. Give control of this card to your opponent. So this happens during your standby phase. Then apply. Okay. 5 or more. Take 400 damage for each material this card has, and if you do, destroy all monsters you control. Wait, what? And this is during your standby phase, though. Wonky Quartet. Huh. Is this mandatory? If this card is XYZ summoned, also once per turn during your standby phase, attach the top 3 cards of your deck to this card as material. So you can't crooked cook your opponent with this card, I believe is the intent here. Except this is only if this card is XYZ summoned. So if I drop this into the graveyard and then special summon it back, then we're okay, I guess. But then we would end up burning ourselves to death, potentially-ish, or decking ourselves out with the second effect. Okay. That's a little bit awkward, I guess. Maybe you could do a sales ban with that. I mean, the more you read, the harder it is to work with. Alright. Red Lotus King Flame Crime. That's a name. During the main phase, if you control a Fiend Tuner or your opponent controls a special summon monster quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand and it does start a chain. If this card is special summoned, you can inflict 400 damage to your opponent for each fire monster you control with different names. Weird, but okay. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can send 1 normal trap from your deck to the graveyard. So this sends transaction rollback, like, just straight up. I hate this card. This is exclusively just going to see play in, like, Labyrinth, isn't it, right? Because, you can do, like, normal summon, the tuner to add the Gaia thing or whatever, and then I believe that just adds, like, just a fiend. A low level fiend, right? And then you can just add like Stovey Torby or something. And then we can just special summon like Red Lotus King Flame Crime. And then I don't know if there's a good target to actually synchro with at this point, but let's assume we just do a synchro and I don't know how good like the synchros are for this, but we synchro and then we can send transaction rollback and we can have like big welcome set. And this is already just like a, for the most part, like 1 to 2 card ish combo. So I don't know. Just being able to send any normal trap is already annoying. The Tripper Mercury. Wait, what? This is an older card. Change all monsters on the field to face up attack position. If this guy is tribute summon, you contribute 3 monsters to tribute summon, but not set this card. Summon this way while this card is on the field. All monsters your opponent lose attack equal to their own to their original attack. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. What? Okay. Division. You contribute all face-up divisions you control. Okay. Special summon up to twice that many machine tokens, and each time one is destroyed, your opponent takes 500 damage. This card is banished. You can target any number of tokens you control, destroy them. Wait, what? Why would I want to do this? Okay. Eben Sun. If a face-up monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can gain life points equal to their combined original attack. If a monster is special summoned face up from your graveyard except during the damage to target one of them, it gains 1,000 attack. If a spell trap or spell traps is discarded from your hand to your graveyard except during the damage step, you can target one of them, add it to your hand. This is just a continuous effect. Okay. This can give you some life points potentially, attack increases, recycle your spell traps, but it's only specifically if they are discarded for something. Not like sent or anything, just okay. Check your 1xyz monster you control, banish 2 materials from it. Wait, that's new. I've never seen that type of effect before. If you do, special summon a XYZ monster from your extra deck whose rank is 1 higher than that monster, but cannot attack this turn. So it would summon a guy with no materials? Uh, what? Real quick, let's check this. Artifact, Grendel. Does this require materials? Because if this doesn't require materials, this would be a really good target. And let's see. Once per turn, quick effect. When a monster effect is activated on the field or when a normal spell trap card is activated, you can detach 1 material from this card. The activated effect becomes destroy 1 spell trap card your opponent controls. Yeah, I have no idea what you would make off of sacrifice level up, right? I guess if we're playing Kishtira, this might be useful actually, because you'd make like Hope Harbinger with this, I guess. You know? Yeah. That's about the only usage I see for this. Okay then, life hack. Target one face-up monster on the field. Any damage your opponent takes this turn is halved. Also, that monster's attack becomes equal to your opponent's current life points until the end of this turn. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster on the field. Any damage your opponent takes this turn is halved. Also, that monster's attack becomes equal to your current life points until the end of this turn. What? Okay. Oh, I guess... No, actually, no. This is pretty useless. I don't see it. Because your opponent takes half damage, right? Unless you're dealing double damage and you're attacking direct, I don't see this doing lethal, so okay. And does it say gain? No, it becomes equal. Yeah, I don't see this card being that good. Okay. Like in any context. Gathering Light. You banish 1 monster you control and 1 secret monster in your graveyard. That is a power tool monster or level 7 or 8 dragon monster. Then target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. What? Okay, I guess. Level 7 or higher synchro monsters you control gain 400 attack for each of your banished level 7 or higher synchro monsters. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack while you have a banished synchro monster, you negate the attack. You know what? This could be okay in like a sealed format, I guess. So, Earthbound Resonance. If a monster that was special summoned for the next turn is destroyed by a card effect, specifically card effect not by value, you target 1 of them. Each player takes damage equal to half its attack. This doesn't say like on whose side of the field, so it could be either player's special summoned the extra deck card. When your Dark Synchro monster special summon for the extra deck is targeted for an attack, you target 1 card on the field, destroy it. And this is just a continuous effect. I guess this might help with like the burn win con that some Earthbound decks might be trying for. Okay. Synchro Panic. Activate only if a face-up synchro monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect by targeting 1 of them. Special summon 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuners from your graveyard whose total levels equal the targeted monsters. And if you do, they cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. Wait, what? This turn? This is the activation condition. And then we can special summon tuner and non-tuner, and they're not destructible by battle or card effects this turn. And then neither player can synchro summon is the really weird one. Destroy this card during your 3rd standby phase after activation. But okay. A bunch of beast bodies. Change all monsters that were not normal or special summoned this turn to defense position. For the rest of this turn, a player who controls the defense position monster cannot declare attacks with monsters that were normal or special summoned this turn. Okay, that's pretty jank. I don't really see this being that useful, honestly. This is actually, despite having like this funky ass effect, it's also a going first card, and it's not even usable on the second turn. It's only usable on like the fourth turn. So the tempo on that card is like just insanely bad. So that's weird. Well, let's see. The primary things we want to pull for on this one. Well, if you get Super Poly, you're probably happy. If we get Utopia Dragnar, we're happy. The Blue Eyes cards, I don't particularly care about, honestly. Third copy of Super Poly can be nice. Crackdown can be nice as well. Aside from that, I guess it's like Snatch Steal, Heavy Storm, and Spell card Monster Reborn. Like, I don't think this would be played as like a 3 of, maybe like a 1 of or 2 of at like most, I think. Yeah, a 2 of. So that's pretty neat. I don't even know if I really want to pull for this. So yeah, I'll just think on that for a little bit. So yeah, pretty interesting. That's what we got. Seems, but okay. Anything else interesting? Uh, Dragon Master Protector. Okay, yeah. So that's all I got for you guys today, and yeah, that new pack seems mostly like not that great. So unless you're interested in playing like some of these cards as like tech cards, like um, Heavy Storm, I guess you're better off probably crafting it. Uh, Crackdown might be nice to pull. Snatch Steal is also probably pretty nice to pull as well. So yeah, this is pretty easy. Just to skip this selection and save up your gems for like the next one. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.